I'm on a mission to cultivate my taste, and to do that I follow a weekly taste curriculum. For this week I studied the work of Rei Kawakubo. I feel the need to mention that she doesn't like to be called a fashion designer or even an artist. In an interview she actually said, "I'm not an artist, not a fashion designer. I just use fashion, use clothes as a material to make a business out of creation. Don't put me in a box." She also said, "I have always started from zero, trying to make something that didn't exist before. The process of creation is done mostly by words and imagination." That idea of always starting from zero feels essential to how she works. When Rei Kawakubo first showed in Paris, fashion was obsessed with glamour, sex appeal, and the perfect body. And her clothes were an interruption. They were asymmetrical, often unfinished, and sometimes deliberately uncomfortable. Instead of fitting the body perfectly, they enveloped it. And instead of celebrating symmetry, they embraced irregularity and imperfection. Back then, critics called her work strange, but others actually saw strength, intensiveness, and a new language of dress in it. What I find interesting is that she doesn't design for a specific gender or a target group, but rather for the human body as a form. Her work constantly blurs the line between female and male, child and adult, East and West, body and object. In collections like her 1997 work, she dissolves the boundaries between body and dress completely. The body becomes a structure and the garment becomes architecture. She draws from Japanese concepts like wabi-sabi, which is embracing imperfection and humility and irregularity, and also ideas of space and emptiness can be found in her work. At the same time, she refuses fixed explanations. She doesn't want a neat summary of her work. As she said in the interview, "Don't put me in a box," and she really means it. She doesn't want her work to be consumed quickly, but rather she wants it to be confronted. Some of the collections that really stayed with me were Abstract Excellence, Motorbike Ballerina, and Sweeter Than Sweet. And specifically Sweeter Than Sweet caught my eye because it feels like a commentary on how women have been taught to dress and who they've been dressing for. Kawakubo once said that her clothes are for the modern working woman, but she really rejected the idea that a woman's value is tied to how desirable she looks. In a fashion system that is obsessed with sexualized femininity, she offers an alternative. Clothes that don't exist to seduce, don't exist to flatter, don't exist to perform. And in that sense, for me, it feels like her work is really about autonomy, about dressing as self-definition rather than display. So how did this shape my taste?